Yeah.
Well, I know you're all about that bass. About that bass, Turf.
Yeah, no trouble.
No trouble. Okay. All right, is everybody ready? Yes, because we're live. Son of a bitch.
What the fuck?
Oh, that was a stealthy one. We're going to get you for that one later. But anyways, welcome everyone to episode 15 of Our Parents' Basement. This is a lovely podcast where we will dance and sing and do all kinds of crazy things for you if you're lucky. Last week we talked about what did we talk about last week? It feels like so long ago. Can't remember.
Roller coaster.
Oh yeah, that's right. Theme parks, roller coasters, that sort of thing. It was a good time. We got to reminisce, and we got to tell about our future ideas for roller coasters and all that kinds of good stuff. So if you missed it, that's okay. Remember, we have a website. You can check out all of our old episodes on that. But tonight we have more fun stuff to talk about, and I'm excited about it. So let's get this show on the road. As you all know, I am Cashel, and with me this evening we have someone who is a little camera shy right now. I'm talking about Mr. Nikon, no longer with a goatee and facial hair.
Nope.
There he is.
On. What's up?
Glad to have you. With facial hair and in full HD glory, we have Turf and his new digs.
What's up, fellas? Ready for the first show from the new game room. We'll see how this goes.
Congratulations on the house, by the way.
Thank you.
And last but never least, we have the stealthy one who started this shit without any of us knowing. We got Zach Z. I'm going to get you for that later. Hello there.
Hey, I did put it in the chat there.
Yeah, because I'm always paying attention to chat. Well,
You just
welcome
put it
everyone.
right now. This is 8:32.
You just said it now. You.
Fuck.
For those listening, we have a chat box that we sometimes try to relay messages back and forth, and Zach abused the power of it right now, so that's okay. We are all here, and we're going to get this thing going. So as you all know, we are on the last episode, the last day of June, and in honor of that, we're going to do something we've done before. We're going to talk about our month in terms of pickups or discoveries, things we found, that sort of thing. We're just going to do a little month in review, and I'm really excited about it because June was especially kind to me because it was my birthday month and a lot of cool stuff came out, but I want to see what everyone else has as well. So why don't we get this thing going? Who should I begin with? Zach, why don't you go first? How was June for you?
I thought it was going to be an easy month, but then I got some extra stuff.
What did you get? I'm dying to know.
Well, here's what I was just planning on getting to begin with, and pretty much these three items were the only things. Odin Spear.
Oh, yes. Wow, it's
The
pretty.
Storybook Edition, which I like how this box just, instead of
Graceful.
yeah, it's basically, it doesn't have a flap that you open, you just take the top off.
Yeah.
Try to get that back on.
Once you take the top off, just leave it off.
Well, anyways, also got on the Xbox One, Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Very amazing looking game on there, I will say. Definitely a recommendation if you have an Xbox One. And the last game I was planning on getting to begin with was Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, which is the Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire Emblem game.
So you have 3 different systems there.
Yeah, you've been busy as well. All right, cool.
Yeah, like I said, I ended up getting a lot more because I traded some stuff in, got some credit, and went to the flea market. One of the games I ended up getting is for my Zelda collection, the Minish Cap.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So now I only got 4 left as far as that collection goes. I also picked up, I'm in the process of taking stickers off, but Xenosaga 2.
All right.
So I only have the last one of that series to get. Unfortunately, that's the most expensive one. And where I also got Lost Odyssey, one of the final Xbox 360 games I've been looking for. And
Man, you were busy.
Yeah.
yeah, and you know what? This was kind of one of my favorite finds because it was only $1. Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, that's awesome.
But
Can't beat $1.
unfortunately,
No game.
no game. Yeah,
Well, it's easy to find discs though.
it did not have that game in it. What it had was Mario Party 7.
It's not a
Oh.
complete loss.
Well, I ended up just getting the case today. So I got that one complete now. Just need a disc for Luigi's Mansion,
Cool.
which I'm trying my hardest right now.
So you've been very busy.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot more. Those are the things I decided to go over.
Okay, cool. Well, it sounds like a really good month for you.
You know what?
What's
Just
up?
remembered one more thing I wanted to say. I got my key for Mighty Number 9. Played that. Honestly, for me, it's below average.
Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right, I guess.
Okay. It was a long time coming, so I have no interest in it. When I heard about it initially, like way back when, I was like, this looks awesome. And then as time went on, no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Mega Man fan, but when I heard about it, I wanted this to happen, so of course I backed it. I only did the $20, and where I got my key, but of course I was like everybody else, just kind of getting tired of waiting, and just kind of losing the hype. And where I said when I get it, I'll play it, try it out, and honestly, I'm not feeling it.
So, I mean, Zach, did you give it a legit shot, or was it because of all the bad press and all that I mean, you weren't into it?
I played the first level. I've tried three of the levels that you choose from, and where I just wasn't feeling it. Just certain things just did not feel right to me. For one, the game felt fairly slow, as opposed to what I was thinking of it would be, like the pre-alpha footage. If you look that up, that actually looks fast and very fluid. This game is very jerky, and where the level design is just off. And
So it's not that you were expecting, I know it's supposed to be the spiritual successor to Mega Man, but you weren't expecting Mega Man. It's just not that good of a game, is what you're saying.
yeah, I wouldn't say it's the worst game ever, or hell, probably even the worst game this year. I haven't played anything worse than it, but it controls all right. It's just the level design and some of the mechanics of the game, being how one of the things you gotta do is dash through enemies in order to defeat them. However, when you're on a ladder, you can't just go off there and dash through the enemy, dash back. You actually have to jump off and then dash, which, due to the combo system, if you're going 100% for a few of them, and where then you got to go on a ladder and beat an enemy to get that one, you're going to lose that combo just because you have to jump.
So I got the game. I pre-ordered it and the whole deal, but then my Wii U took a dump, so it won't read discs. Anyway, so I haven't got to play it yet. So I don't know anything about it other than it's sitting on my shelf.
Just be careful with the Wii U version, because apparently there were people reporting that, well, it was of course crashing, but there were a few people reporting that they had their consoles bricked for the Wii U version.
I heard that too. But mine won't read a disc, so it's safe. It's perfectly safe. So that's a disappointment, because I really wanted to like that game. I was backing it. I was looking forward to it, and then it just, like everybody else, it just kind of, lost steam, got bad press, and it finally came out and nobody cared. But on the flip side of that, I have seen several people on Facebook and other stuff that they're saying they're really enjoying it. So I don't know if they're trying to be, ironic and enjoy it when nobody else does or what.
Yeah, I saw somebody like the day before it got released. Apparently, they got their copy early at a GameStop or something, and where they said it was a worthy successor, but I just don't see it.
All right. Well,
All right.
cool. Very nice.
Hmm.
Well, let's see here. Mr. Nikon, why don't you go? How was your month of June?
I had too many games. I just got these two guys, which my friend found at a thrift store. My first
Oh, wow.
Nintendo 64 games. Mario Party 2.
Wow.
What? Yep. Mario
Wow.
Party 2. And Star Wars Episode 1 Racer.
That's
So-
underrated, man. That episode 1 Racer's fun.
Yeah, that's a pretty fun one.
And it was
$4.
$3.99 for the two of them.
Wow. Because Mario Party 2 is hard to find, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I'm
It's
gonna
definitely
find
high
some.
demand.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the games I'm looking for, along with the original Mario Party for the 64. And I have yet to find them for a decent price.
And besides those two games, I just got a little new shotgun mic for my camera
Oh,
Nice.
cool. That's awesome.
with a dead kitten windscreen on it, as they call it.
Yeah, well, I can see why they called it. Oh, he's petting his kitty right now, for those who are listening only.
Well, not that kind of kitty, but.
Meow.
And Jen and I got a couple new lenses, so
Nice.
more camera stuff. And she just got a new camera too, so that's about all we've got. Not big months for me. The last 2 months have been light since the previous month I spent a lot.
It's all good. We don't judge you for it. Well, very nice. Let's see. Well, I guess I will go real quick next. June is my birthday month, so I was somewhat showered with gifts, and also there was a bunch of new releases as well. I don't have everything here that I got, but I did want to go over some highlights for my birthday.
Real quick, some of those gifts, I mean, were there some really good ones?
Oh yeah, and I'm
Some
gonna
really
go
good
over
gifts?
3 of them
Would you
right
say
now.
that they were golden gifts?
Golden gifts.
Yeah, would they have been like, you got gold?
Oh, I was like, is that a Golden Girls reference I'm missing? Because I
No,
would have
no.
picked up on that.
No, what I'm saying, you were showered with these golden gifts, so you were getting a
Oh.
golden shower? Is that what you're telling me?
Took me a while. Turf, some people are into that. I'm not personally, but hey, row your own boat. That's what I always say. Whatever makes you happy.
Right up the Yellow River.
Don't eat asparagus if you're into that shit, because that's nasty. So anyways, lost my train of thought talking about
Yeah,
golden
pea humor,
showers.
that'll get you.
Yeah. Friend of mine, he knew it was my birthday, so he gave me a deal on 4 games. The first 2 I've already played. I really enjoyed them, though, back in the day. So the Way of the Samurai and Way of the Samurai 2. Really fun games taking place in feudal Japan. It kind of, choose your own adventure style with the combat of Bushido Blade. So really fun. Really glad to have these back and replay them because there's lots of different endings. Next is a game I'm kind of playing right now. The World Ends With You for the Nintendo DS. Really, really, really crazy go nuts RPG that takes a lot of getting used to, but so far I'm really enjoying the challenge. But this was the highlight of his donation, if you will. Power Stone 2 for the Dreamcast. I just love this game, and on the one hand, I was sad that he had to get rid of it because he needed the money. But on the other hand, I'm so glad I have this. I have so many great memories with this game, just playing hours upon hours of 4-player multiplayer. Power Stone 2, just crazy, crazy good time. If you don't know anything about this series, look into it. It's so much fun. A little expensive, but it is so much fun. So there was that, and of course, there were new releases this month as well. Another birthday gift is a new Kirby I got, and I love Kirby, so having a blast with this. It's so adorable. And Kirby's in a giant robot. I mean, what's not to love about that? And another thing I got yesterday was this, Zero Time Dilemma. It's the 3rd and I think final entry in the Zero Escape series. Haven't tried it yet. Super excited to do so. Love this series. And last but not least, before I hopped on here, I was playing a little bit of it because it finally arrived. I don't have the game with me. I have the book though for Star Ocean. There we go. Star Ocean 5: Integrity and Faithlessness. I'm so glad this game is finally here. I'm only about 20 minutes in, but I'm already hooked. I'm so excited to have it in my possession, and I'll be spending a lot of time with it. I can assure you of that. So, yes, and that's just some of the stuff. June was really kind to me, and a little spendy in some ways, but in other ways it was a month of golden gift giving, if you will. So I am very excited about all the stuff to play. So that's my month in review. It's been a great month. Turf, that means you're last. Oh, I had a question.
All right. Well, I bought a house, so there's that.
Oh, you win.
There you go. You win. Show's over. Done. Good night.
Yeah, that's most of my game buying got put on a big pause this month. I did get Kirby Robobot Planet. Is that right?
Kirby
that
Planet Robobot.
Planet Robobot.
Yeah.
I haven't even played it. The boy got a hold of it and put it in the DS or in his 3DS, and I haven't seen it since. So he was really enjoying it. It sounded fun, but so I didn't get any of that, but I have it. I've got Mighty Number 9 because I had it pre-ordered, and I had that obligation to go ahead and pick it up because GameStop, my local GameStop, they're really cool about setting stuff aside for me. So if I pre-order something, I need to go get it just to do them right, So I went ahead and picked that up. Then the Steam summer sale, I kind of slipped off into this dirty world of Steam. But man, I've spent like $30, and I got like probably 20 games, and they're not all. A lot of them are the indie games that you can't get anywhere else. Like I got Super Meat Boy, I got I think 1001 Spikes, I think is the name of it. Just stuff that didn't come out anywhere else. The AVGN game, the Angry Video Game Nerd, I got the first one of his games. It was on sale. So just stuff that I couldn't pick up physically, I went ahead and I've been downloading on Steam. And man, I have fun with the indie games, just because they're different, and there are a lot of them are, just to be perfectly honest, are 2D platformers, and that's kind of my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't spend a whole lot of money on that, but I did get a bunch of digital games. And if I'm gonna say something that's probably against everything I hold dear. If you get a minute and you have like half of a computer, go get on the Steam summer sale, pick up some stuff for cheap, and just because the stuff that like I'm talking about, these indie games, any computer will run it. If you can run this browser or run YouTube, you can probably run these games. So check some of them out. Throw these small developers, a few bucks, and so maybe there'll be a Shovel Knight in there that turns into physical releases and is just a really huge game. So yeah, man, just go out there, have fun, get some of these digital games. As much as it pains me, but that's the only way you can get them is digital. So have fun with it, man. That's kind of what I'm saying. So I bought several Steam games, and you can get old games too, which is kind of cool. I've got like Roller Coaster Tycoon for a few bucks. I played it probably 10 or 15 years ago. Figured I'd give it another shot. It was cheap.
Yeah, I also picked up a bunch on Steam sale.
They're dirt cheap, man. It's hard not to.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
they
had the first two Streets of Rage for like $1 or so.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a good deal.
Picked those up.
That's
I
good.
also picked up the game based on the Ruby show. Quake, Psychonauts. Let's see. The Left 4 Dead's I also picked up. Goat Simulator. That is a hilarious game, actually.
Cause why not?
Yeah. The Ghostbusters game and Gauntlet.
If you haven't played the Ghostbuster game yet, do it. Stop. You can hit pause right now. Go find it's on Xbox 360. It's on PS3. Play the Ghostbusters. I think it's on Wii. It's the closest thing you'll get to a third Ghostbusters movie. It's a lot of fun.
Not the Wii version, though.
No,
that
not
one's different.
Oh, okay. Well, then the Xbox 360, PS3, or the PC version. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, actually, that was another game that I found that I couldn't, or that was another case that I found that did not have the game.
Well, that's a shame, man.
And that was at a GameStop. So I got the case. So I got the case for free.
Well, you can't beat that.
Free is good.
Now I just
think
gotta
I
get
bought-
the game.
I bought mine years ago. I'll tell you a good place to get physical games that I'm blowing up my spot here. Whenever whenever they do their clearances, you can get the games they're probably 6 months old, because they get a whole bunch, at first, and then you can get online whenever they clearance their stuff out and get all kinds of stuff for like $15. That's where I got a few years ago. Got my Brutal Legend, got my Ghostbusters, got I don't know what else. But it's a good place to get physical games, and it's a good place and they're generally complete because they just send out the disc only when they send it out and just put the case and the manual and all the inserts in a warehouse somewhere. So chances are you're going to get them complete. Wow. Anyways, back to the month in review. I bought Steam games. I bought a house. The world is okay, and there you go.
All right. Awesome. Well, congratulations on the house once again. And wow, everyone's been pretty busy. I know, Charles, you had to be a little more thrifty this month, but hey, you got some cool stuff too.
Yeah.
So there's definitely that. That being said, I think it's time we move to a little topic which might cause some rifts between us, and might cause a little bit of a little bit of arguing. We'll see, but but as those watching can see, Mr. Nikon is was holding up a tablet. That's not a phone, right? Okay, he's holding a tablet, a Droid tablet. I thought it'd be interesting to see what everyone thought about Apple versus Android. I thought of this topic because I used to be a hardcore Droid user. Recently, I turned into a basic white girl who goes to Starbucks and tweets about it and wears North Face and sometimes, does 5Ks and got an iPhone.
Drinking pumpkin spice?
Did you say pumpkin spice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong time of year, dude.
Yeah. I love that.
I just got my iPhone 6 and I did a huge rail of pumpkin spice. You want a bump?
My favorite season is fall. I love wearing hoodies. And no, I'm just kidding. But yeah. So I made the switch from Droid. I had 3 Droids in my lifetime. Maybe I chose the wrong ones. Who knows? But so far, I'm liking the switch to Apple. For some reason, my Droids just weren't responsive after a while, and I just said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take a chance and make a switch. So far, so good. That being said, there are things about this I don't like that I wish it would copy from Droid. So, Mr. Nikon, you're chopping at the bit here. What do you feel about all this?
I like my Androids because I could beat the crap out of this.
So they're more durable.
Yeah, my screen is cracked to shit there. Not only is it cracked, I bent it somehow. Look at that. Look at that big old crack in there.
Crack is whack. I do see that.
Yeah, look at that. It's for fuck's
Yeah, but I mean,
iPhone,
you put it on a pillow when it cracks.
I've
iPhones are way fragile.
Got my stylus.
Oh.
Fancy.
Just slides in the rear like so.
Oh, good lord.
Okay, we've used crack, and it slides in the rear. Come on, guys. We're better than that. Let's keep this family-oriented.
No, we're not.
You said golden showers, Turf. I mean, come on.
Good point. Well played, sir. Go on.
And like Android, they do frequent upgrades on it, since it is, more open source in some ways, so they're always adapting it. There's a security flaw, they get it fixed pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like Apple was like, oh yeah, we knew about that when they released it. We're still working on that. Like the next iPhone 7's gonna be the problem. All phones explode in your pocket. Oh yeah, we knew about that.
It's like the Pinto of cellular phones and smartphones.
Like Apple, they release stuff knowing it has a problem, and knowing that people are gonna buy it and be waiting in the line to buy the goddamn phone at midnight. And they don't care. Because it's Apple, and you're gonna buy it.
Oh yeah, and if you And if you have a problem with yours, you can't just replace that part. You gotta buy a whole new phone
Yeah.
or
Oof.
computer.
Yeah.
So
can't
yeah, I don't have a Mac computer. Just throwing that out there.
I drank the apple juice a while ago. It's not Kool-Aid, it's apple juice. I started off. I got my first smartphone was the Motorola Droid, the one that was actually called Droid, and may have been the first Android phone.
Oh yeah,
It
like
slid, it had a little keyboard underneath. It was a really cool thing. They paid LucasArts or Lucasfilm to use the word Droid. Anyways, I thought I needed one, so I went and got one, and I kept it for a while. The early days of the Android thing, it was the Wild West. Anybody, if I wanted to make an app and had half of a brain, I could make one and put it out there. There was no quality control. So you got so many just like apps that were just rip-offs, apps that had malware. There was a lot that had keystroke recorders in it. You know, that would record what you were looking at and things like that. They were always running in the background. So the lack of quality control, the lack of security really turned me off. I got an iPhone, I guess it was a 5 was the first iPhone that I got. And when I did that, I sure enough drank the apple juice. I jumped off in it. I like that everything's locked down, that I can't change anything, because if I can't change it, nobody else can either. I like the security. It's more dependable in my opinion than the Android that I had. Now, granted, I did have an early Android phone, so that may be fixed. There was just too many problems with it. Now that's kind of a two-edged sword. You don't have the freedom that you did with an Android to root it, or to it doesn't. An Apple phone doesn't have the filing system like an Android phone does. You can plug an Android phone in and it'll have folders just like Windows,
yeah.
but an Apple doesn't. You have to go through iTunes or if you can use Windows to just get pictures off of it. But if you want to do anything else, you have to go through iTunes. Yeah, I like the security. I like it that it's locked down. I like that there's that quality control in the iTunes store or the App Store, that everything has to pass. Apple has to give it the thumbs up before it can even go out there for sale or for free.
Right.
So that's and you know, you say these things aren't durable. I'm a big dumb animal. I really am, and I'm ruffling stuff. Get you an OtterBox. The old OtterBox commuter here works like a boss. It slides in your pocket really nice. And I've yet to break a screen on 4 years of an iPhone. I have yet to. Mine finally just quit. The logic board in it quit. Is the only reason I had to get a new one, and that was because it was an iPhone 5 that was 3 years old. So they're durable, dude. If you halfway take care of them and keep them in a case, they're durable.
Don't the Droids have Gorilla Glass, whereas Apple stuff only has like regular, like
Some of them do.
made in
Depends
China
on what
glass?
brand.
I think
Apple, because Apple makes all the Apple phones. If you Samsung, I think, is the one that uses the Gorilla
Oh, okay.
Glass.
Gotcha.
But you know, all these other companies make Droid phones. They're using Google, and if you have a Droid phone, you're helping Skynet, because Google is Skynet. It's happening, y'all.
what is Apple then?
Themselves. It's just a matter of time.
There's one thing I don't
does
like
that make
about.
Apple LexCorp?
Oh, go ahead. I don't like that Apple has kind of like this stigma about it. Like, oh, I have an iPhone. Like, oh, I'm hoity-toity now. When I think, like, oh, you have an iPhone. You're stupid. Like, you know, but now I'm stupid because I have one too.
I like when, you know, Apple says, oh, look at this new thing we've got for the iPhone. You could do this and this and this with it.
Now you've been able to do with Android for over a year.
Yeah. I'm like, one of my old Androids I had, it had a fingerprint scanner on it to unlock it. And Apple's like, oh, we've got fingerprint technology to secure your phone.
And the basic white girl's like, oh my god, that's so cool. Here,
My Motorola that I had like 4 years ago had that.
Well, and that's part of it is they're selling to a different audience. They are selling to the Starbucks bunch. You know, they're
The hipster crowd.
Well, not only
I don't
that.
think hipster is accurate because, like, I think hipster would be more akin to a Droid.
The hipsters are into Apple shit.
Yeah, hipster douches are into Apple.
How much
You like their
hipster
Mac.
experience do you have, man?
Not much. This is like 5 days old. Like, I'm for real.
come to Wicker Park.
What you fucking call me?
Come to Wicker Park, and you'll start to want to punch these freaking hipsters.
I think hipsters are everywhere, so I mean, I want to punch them no matter where I am. But I thought they'd be more like droid based because, like, I can make my own stuff. I can jailbreak this thing easier, and
Are you kidding? They were into Apple before it was cool.
which is why I'm confused. Like, they don't go to droid. I don't know. I don't get hipsters. I never have, never will. I hope they die. So just kidding, not really. But yeah. So that surprises me.
And
Zach,
if you
you're a
can't tell-
droid fan, right? Zach?
I was gonna say, and if you can't tell already from what I've been saying, I am an Android fan.
Yeah.
And there are pretty much about, I guess now, 3 reasons why I'm really, really more into Android than I am with the Apple stuff. I had Apple products that have frozen on me, which are mainly the iPods.
Ugh.
I've had 3, and only one of them didn't freeze on me, and that was my 80 gigabyte iPod Classic, and I lost that one. Still pissed off about that. But my normal iPod and my iPod Touch, both of them would constantly freeze on me. And it was one of those things where I'd have to wait for the battery to drain out in order to have it reset. So that's pretty much like strike one right there for me. And with Android, just take the battery out if it does freeze on me for some reason.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, although some droids won't let you do that.
So like the newer, I think the new Note 5, the battery is stuck in there. You can't really take it out too easily. But I like you could pop SD cards in these things, little micro SDs to expand
That's
memory.
number 2.
That's a good one. That's true.
Yeah,
I do miss that.
Expandable memory for me is a must because I have a lot of music actually.
Yeah.
So I got about more than 30 gigs of music, so it definitely is nice to have that fit on an SD card as opposed to just getting a huge phone storage. So that's definitely the second one. And third, this one kind of comes from VG Collect on the Android versus Apple page there, in where apparently with the cords they have now, the lightning cord cable or whatever they call it for the iPhones, apparently they'll lock out third-party ones.
Huh.
Oh, really?
I charge my phone sometimes on my PlayStation, my PS4.
Yeah, I've heard that the Android or the Apple ones will lock stuff out, but man, I bought replacement ones at Dollar General and I bought them at gas stations, and I've never had one. Well, I take it back. Whichever on iOS, back or whatever, a couple ones back, it would lock them out. But since the newest stuff, I haven't had anything lock it out.
That's interesting. I never heard of that one before. Although one thing I have noticed is that it just seems to be more of like an iPhone. Okay, let me see how I can rephrase this. A lot of businesses and restaurants and places where people gather, seems like they're more iPhone oriented. Like, you could put your iPhone here. I never see anything about the Droid, or this is available on the Apple's App Store. I never see anything about Droid.
Well, a lot of things are on the Google Store, like maybe Google Play. There's plenty of podcasts on Google Play. You can check that out.
Like this one right here, isn't it?
Maybe even this podcast right now. It is on iTunes and Google Play. So we love you equally. Anyway, the reason they do that with the I think with the iPhones, because iPhone, it's definitely easier to use. So my mom has an iPhone. My dad has an iPhone. My dad texts like a caveman. He just grabs the phone and bangs on it until you get some letters.
Hammer and chisel.
Yeah. Anyways, he has an iPhone. Anybody can use an iPhone. It's incredibly simple. So I think that's why a lot of businesses and things like that go, oh, it's iPhone friendly. You can pay with Apple Pay or do this or that.
Yeah.
Because anybody can use it. It's it's extremely popular platform. They made the smartphone. We wouldn't have smartphones if it wasn't for Apple. So,
No, there were smartphones before. It just only took off when
Blackberries.
Apple did.
dude, I wasn't getting a BlackBerry. It just wasn't happening. I didn't have any use for that. But then Apple made it where, like, oh, you can do all this on your phone, but I'm going to go get a Droid because I'm cool and I'm smarter than that. I don't need an Apple product. I don't like Apple products. Then I got a Droid. It ain't shit. I drank the apple juice, and I've been hooked ever since.
I think that's kind of like my story. Like every Droid I had, I started with the Sony Xperia Play, which is the one that had the built-in PlayStation controller, which was cool, but everything else about it sucked. Then I had the Sony Ion, which just took a crap maybe like 6 months after I got it, which is a shame because that phone looked really cool. Then I had some Motorola, I can't remember what the hell it's called, Motorola something. It sucked. It was such a terrible phone. First world problems right here. So maybe I just had like the wrong.
That's your problem. You need to go either
Samsung.
HTC or Samsung.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
Because Motorola was good. Then their stuff, started after they got sold the second time.
Okay.
Actually, if you want to see a really good video on that, look up Lazy Game Reviews. They did a video a couple weeks ago about the whole Motorola, how it from start to now.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I just chose the wrong ones. I have a hard time choosing the right thing.
Yeah, I have a coworker who swears by the HTC models, and personally, I've been using the Samsung Galaxies for quite a while now.
Yeah, I love my Samsungs.
Cool. Very cool. I will say this. I do like how Android, it was so much easier to get custom ringtones.
Yes.
Now I have to go
Oh,
through
yeah.
iTunes, and I have to get the right length. I have to convert it to an ACC. Then I gotta do this. Then I gotta do that. It's such a pain in the ass. iTunes is awful, and I hope it dies. So.
Apple's like, you can only use our ringtones.
Oh, I still made
Yeah.
my own ringtone. I
Strike
made
3
it.
for I've just remembered Strike 3 for me. They made you download a U2 album.
Strike 4.
Oh, that one was rough. I was pissed about that. I wish Bono would hurry up and find what he was looking for.
Did I have that one? I don't think I have that.
It's on there.
It's on there.
Can I delete it? I mean,
I don't know.
I think you kind
I'll
of have
look
to
for
go
it after
around
the
your elbows
show.
to get your asshole to delete it, but
But yeah,
And
I
you
did
mentioned
have
that the Android marketplace was the Wild West. The iTunes store, at least in the beginning, was just as bad. Because I remember that you could actually look at the top grossing ones, and one of the top ones was a kind of Google Maps system that somebody was charging over $900 for. And where you go into I decided to go in there, look at the comments, and where a lot of people were like, I didn't expect this to actually go through. How can I get my money back? I thought this was a joke. Just a whole bunch of
jokes
bad.
on you, champ.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
Hit the button, dum-dum.
Yeah, how can I get this off? I bought it with my mom. I bought it with my parents' credit card. How do I get this off?
You have a lot of cars to wash, young Jimmy. Sorry to say.
I had an
Well-
iPhone 3 for a while, and I don't know, I didn't really like it.
And you know what? With Android very open base, so you can actually do emulation on there.
Yeah, one game I do miss from the iPhone is Katamari.
There's a Katamari game on there.
Well, from on the iPhone.
Didn't know
Seriously,
that
there was a
on there.
Katamari game on there.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
rolling,
wow.
you're rolling
Uh-oh.
this thing around, collecting all that shit.
Rolling
Churches.
around, catching shit.
Katamari, do ya?
If you're rolling around and catching shit, you might want to go see a doctor.
Hey!
But
Remember, wrap it up when you play Hide the Kielbasi.
Dude, there is a Katamari game, and it's free on
Yeah.
the Apple App Store.
Oh, another thing about Apple I do like, I had a hard time finding cool cases, but now with my Apple I have a cool Tales of Grace's iPhone case, which is awesome. So I'm happy about that. You know, it's a little things in life that make me happy. You have that for Android too, though? I didn't see one for Android, like anywhere.
I think that actually, I forget the site. it's one that actually does like custom game shirts and stuff. You can get some of those on phone cases.
This is from Redbubble.com. And I didn't see one for Droid. Redbubble.com. You're welcome,
Just
website.
get a good case and put a sticker on it, man.
No, I don't like stickers. They leave stickiness. So
that's what rubbing alcohol is for.
And you ruin the case, though, if you really put the rubbing alcohol on it.
Another thing I don't like about Apple, nothing ever fucking changes. It's the same layout from the first iPhone to this one. It's the same.
Yeah. You know, one of my favorite images is an iPhone versus Android. It's got Android up there. It's got the whole Justice League team, and where then it has Apple, and where it's got all but Flash.
Oh, I get it now.
But yeah, it is. I got all my stuff on there, you know.
Yeah. I used to have a Droid tablet as well, but now I have an iPad, and I don't know. Well, we think we know where everyone's standing. Oh, Jason's holding something up to the camera. What are you doing?
You got there?
I'm playing Katamari.
Oh, focus right here. All right, so Mr. Nikon and Zach Z are Team Droid. Jason is clearly Team Apple. I'm Team I just don't know yet. This is still kind of a trial phone. We'll see what happens, but so far,
Team confused.
I'm just not sure.
If we can get anything out of this experience, it's that Android is better.
Would you say you're bi-curious?
No, ma'am. Fuck that shit. Anyways, moving on. Let us start to talk about our final topic of the night. This is one we have done before in previous shows. It is a little something we like to call Hear Me Out, where we try to convince everyone of a game that we enjoy. We want to try to convince them to give it a shot, give it the old college try. So, does everyone have a game ready for that? I think Turf does. I know you do. I know I do. Okay, let's do it then. Mr. Nikon, you go first. I want to see what you
Okay,
got.
so I've got a Famicom game here to import.
Okay.
It is the Japanese version of Super Mario Bros. 3, which differs pretty significantly from the US version. It's a little bit more difficult where, you know, if you have your full powered, you've got your Fire Flower, or you've got your Leaf. You know, US version, you get hit by something, you just go down to Super Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese version, you just go down to your unpowered Mario.
Ooh.
And there's other things there, like jumps are a little bit bigger, and there's more, doors are in shifted places. Especially in the first fortress, where, you know, you run to the end of the wall, and the spikes come down. At the end of the wall, you're in a perfect spot. But in the Japanese version, it's shifted over to the left a little bit, so you have to find that right spot right away, or else it'll squish over you, and that's the end. You have to start over.
Is the warp whistle still in the first fortress?
Yeah, it's still there. More puzzles are in still the same location, but there's various different levels. They're structured slightly differently, that it's a little bit more difficult. So
That's cool to know that it's different. I'm gonna have to grab that. Since you've shown me the outside of the United States world, the rest of the world, if you will, of video games. I'm gonna have to definitely check that out because
plus
Mario 3 is one of my favorite games.
the cover art's a lot cooler.
Yeah, I like that cover art a lot. That's nice.
So also if say you had the Tanuka suit, and you get hit, you can just kind of see a little outline of it just pop off of you.
That's cool. Little.
And you go back to little mini Mario again.
Geez, this sounds hard.
Yeah.
Question about it. It's an import. Was it expensive? Did it take a while to get there?
No, I got this from how much did I think I paid. Actually, got it from Bad at Chaos.
Oh.
For $12, and he sent me another game too. It was some weird pachinko game.
Of course it was.
I have no idea how to play that. It's like if you do something wrong at a pachinko machine, your character explodes. And he has to go through the whole level again, and he's got a bandage on his head. Each time you go in, he gets more and more bandaged up.
What? Japan, I swear to God.
And there is the origin story for Super Meat Boy.
We need to get Bad at Chaos on the show at some point. I miss that.
Yeah.
I miss that little darling that he is.
I think he's in Atlanta now.
No, he's in Atlanta. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so try to get him on at some point. Very cool, Mr. Nikon. I think I'm going to try to seek that out. One more question about it. Will it play on the Retron 5?
It should.
Okay.
I don't have a Retron 5, so.
Turf gave a thumbs up, so that's probably a yes.
I think everything plays on a Retron 5. I'm
Okay.
just guessing. I don't have it, but I haven't had any problems yet.
All right, good to know.
PlayStation 2 games don't play on the Retron 5.
They do if you push hard enough.
Oh, jeez, that's like the 7th sexual innuendo this evening. Let's try to go for 10. Dare you. Well, Mr. Nikon, good one. I am definitely interested in that. Well, Turf, why don't you go next?
All right. Well, what I have picked out is a Super Nintendo game. This is one that I searched for a long time, and I wish I would have bought it sooner because it went from about $40 to about $80 in a year or so. It's I guess
Jesus.
as collecting got more popular, this game somehow got hard to find, which I generally don't. Whenever we do this, I don't like to pick the more expensive games, but this is one that's just cool. It's just something different. It's a beat 'em up. It's called Knights of the Round. It's
Oh,
your King
yeah.
Arthur. It was an arcade game that came out in, I believe, 1990, and its Super Nintendo game came out in 1991, so it's a fairly early release in the Super Nintendo cycle. Maybe it was an arcade game in 91 because that would have been too early. Anyways, it was a reasonably early Super Nintendo release. It's a beat 'em up. Like it would be kind of like Golden Axe. If you like Golden Axe, you'll like this game. But the cool thing about it is there is a like RPG elements. The more you use magic, you'll build up your magic. You'll get experience, and you'll build up your armor, your sword, and things like that. So it's loosely based on Arthurian legend. You've got 3 characters to choose from as 2 players simultaneous. You could have King Arthur, Lancelot, or Percival, I believe.
Cool.
And they've got Arthur's obviously the middle of the road guy, the all around. The Percival's the heavy, and Lancelot would be he's quicker and not as strong.
Cool.
So it's definitely a cool game. It's a lot of fun. I really, really, really enjoy it. I like the level progression in it. That's really cool. It's kind of hard. It is a pretty hard game, but thanks to the glories of save states and the Retron 5, you can mow through anything. So that's what I have. And like I said, it's colorful. It's bright. Capcom back in the day knew what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
They knew how to make a beat 'em up. So there you go, Knights of the Round. If you see it, don't pass it up. If you don't see it, buy it. And if you want it. If you just kind of want to play it, emulate it, because that's what I say. This stuff's too expensive. Just play it, man. Enjoy the games.
Awesome. I'm going to have to look into that. I heard a lot of good things about that. I did not know it had RPG elements in it, so that obviously excites me. So
it's extremely light RPG elements, so don't I know how you get deep into those RPGs, and there's some crazy stuff that you're into, but this is very, very, this is like my RPG. This is like, yeah, you hit somebody, you got stronger, congratulations. That's about all it is. So there's not going to be any deep stat tweaking or any item or menus or anything like that I know that a lot of the Japanese RPGs people really dig about. It's very light. You get stronger as you kill more enemies. So, but it's a lot of fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm glad I picked it up this last year at Super BitCon when I went to Oklahoma State. So
cool.
That's when I picked that up. I wish I hadn't waited so long to pick it up, but still, there you go. Knights of the Round. I'll quit talking.
Very cool. Alrighty, well, that sounds fun, and I guess to continue with the theme of challenging games, I can go next. Mr. Nikon says Super Mario Bros. 3 Famicom version was challenging. Turf said Knights of the Round was challenging. This game that I'm trying to get everyone to play, Shinobi for the PlayStation 2, is hella challenging, but it's so much fun. It is a little bit of that old school 3D arcade grit that that makes you, frustrated but still excites you to keep on trying. But it's also pretty modern. I mean, it's got 8 levels. There's checkpoints. Well, actually, no, there's not checkpoints. That's how hard this thing is. But it has 8 levels. It has a pretty good story. But the best thing about this, the controls in this game are so responsive. You can never blame the controls if you mess up. You fell down a pit, your fault. You got killed by a boss, your fault. Sorry about it. So much fun. It's it's a good feeling when you finally kill a boss, and it's also kind of a gruesome game. Lots of enemies getting sliced in half. Lots of blood. Yeah, I mean it's not for the faint of heart, I will say. That being said, the best part of it, like all the other games I recommend, it's really cheap. I got this for $4, completely new. So I mean, it's got everything. $4, can't go wrong with that. Again, and yeah, it's just a really fun action game. Lots to unlock.
I got a question.
About Shinobi?
Yeah. And we're basically a lot of what you're saying is reminding me of another game, so I'm wondering how much it's like it. And that game's Ninja Gaiden.
Ah, yes.
I'm talking
Correct
about
me if I'm wrong.
I'm talking about the reboots on the Xbox
yeah.
360. Those ones.
Can you? I played those on the PS3. Could you upgrade Ryu?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. You can't upgrade Hotsuma, the main character here. They're both. I think they're both very challenging. I would say this one's a bit more challenging, only because you know how in the first Ninja Gaiden you could do this jump attack where you kind of flies across the screen, and it takes a while to kill things, but it's effective. I guess there's some invincibility frames. You know what I'm talking about?
I've never used that attack as far as I remember.
Well,
or spammed it.
Speaking of that, I did. I wanted to win. With that attack, also Ryu has a lot more in his arsenal. In Shinobi, you can slash with your sword, you can double jump, you can dash around enemies. You have limited use of ninja magic, but it's not very useful. I would say this is I would say they're equally hard for different reasons. Does that answer your question?
I'm thinking back to when I tried to play Sigma and where I couldn't get past the first boss. I'll admit that right now.
It's okay. That guy was a jerk.
It's been a while since I played it, so I might go back to it, but I just remember not being able to beat the first boss in that.
Okay, well you can definitely beat the first boss in this one. The first couple of bosses are pretty straightforward. As you can continue with the levels, things get really, really tricky. I'm trying to think what else about it. About Ninja Gaiden. You know how in Ninja Gaiden you can kind of spam shurikens? Well, except for against that first boss, because he'll flick them right back at you. In this, you have
spam shurikens because they don't really do too much.
Well, this one you have a limited amount of them, but they paralyze enemies, so it adds a little bit of strategy to it. But again, I mean, you only have so many, so you gotta be kind of careful with that. I don't think I'm answering your question very well because they're both pretty hard. I mean, I don't know what it is about Ninja. Always getting the hard games. Tenchu, Strider, all that stuff. So.
Have you played the 3DS version of Shinobi?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, is it bad?
I didn't like it.
Okay, well, I was asking it because it's got a pretty close cover. The cover is nearly identical to that one.
Yeah.
I was just curious if it was the same game.
No, this one's in 3D. That one was a 2D platformer. Trying to think what else about this. I don't think I convinced anyone because it sounds like it's like almost too hard for its own good.
Well, I mean, let me put it this way. I was already interested in the game. I just did not know anything about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do like the Ninja Gaiden games, even though I suck at them.
Well, if you can handle Ninja Gaiden, you said it's been a while, but if you can handle that, I'm sure you can handle Shinobi as well for the PS2. Like I said, I think they're both very challenging in their own special way. So.
If you can handle Ninja Gaiden, you can handle anything. The one for the Xbox was one of the hardest things I've ever tried.
Oh yeah, that was a hard game. Well, I played Sigma version, but yeah.
And that's even harder, apparently.
So, but I finished that. I mean, I don't know. I just maybe I'm more patient. I don't know. Honestly, I just had such a good time with Shinobi, and for $4 or $5, can't really go wrong with that price tag.
That's worth a shot.
Yeah, exactly. It's worth a shot. So I'm rambling though, and Zach Z's turn is coming up next. So I'm gonna hand the floor to him. Let him try to convince us with something.
All right. I picked out a recent game, honestly, and it kind of has to do with a game that I mentioned earlier that I picked up. It's not the game that I picked up, but Shovel Knight.
Oh, cool.
It's a very solid 8-bit style game. Amazing soundtrack, very solid controls, amazing level design. The reason why I bring it up is, well, due to Mighty Number 9 and a whole lot of people just kind of giving up on Kickstarter games. So I thought that I'd mention Shovel Knight because, honestly, that is one of the best examples of a Kickstarter game done right.
And you have the Wii U version?
I have the Wii U and the PS4 version.
Okay, cool.
I need to get the 3DS version, and I'll probably get the Vita version at one point.
That's right. A Vita version's coming, isn't it?
Yeah. And you can also get it digitally on the Microsoft systems.
So you played it. Is it as fun as it looks? It looks like a great time. So.
Yeah, like I said, it does things right.
Well, that came out. It came out, I don't physically last year, but it came out digitally like 2 years ago.
Came out 2014.
Okay, it was one of the best games that year.
Wow.
Digital,
And it was one
physical,
of the best games
AAA,
2015.
whatever. Like, no joke, it was one of the best games that year. I got it for last year for Wii U, and I played the heck out of it. I love that game. There hasn't been a game in the last probably 10 years that I've played more than a time through, maybe two. I've played through Shovel Knight at least 3 times. It's
honestly, how awesome is this amiibo looking?
Look how cute. Okay, how can you see out of that damn helmet, though?
And what's cool about that amiibo, it opens up 2-player simultaneous play on the Wii U, which doesn't have it on any other system, I don't think. So
It might work on the 3DS, though.
Maybe. Who cares? It's on the Wii U.
Yeah.
So is each version the same, like 3DS and Wii U, Xbox, or PS4? Are they all like similar?
The main thing with the Wii U version is the Shovel Knight amiibo and 2-player mode.
Okay.
The main draw of the PS4 version is, and I guess the Vita version, is that they have a secret boss of Kratos from God of War in it.
Ooh. So I get a chance to beat the shit out of Kratos?
Yeah.
Oh, sold. So buying it now.
Yeah, there was a rumor that the Battletoads were going to be in the Xbox version.
And that was what I was just about to say, that they did a whole level based on Battletoads. Like you go down the pit while beating them up, and where then you gotta race them on the speeder bikes.
Oh man, that sounds cool.
So it is actually in the game?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't.
At least I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. I remember seeing gameplay for it a long time ago.
Should I get an Xbox just for that? I don't know.
I'm kind of considering it.
No more systems until you have places to put them.
Jenny's yelling at me. No more
Meanwhile, the
Shut your
peanut
filthy
gallery.
mouth, Jenny.
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
No more systems until you have places to put them.
Anyways,
Got places.
I was already kind of convinced about Shovel Knight, but Zach Z's spiel about it has convinced me even more. But I think I'm going to wait for the PS4 version. I like the idea of taking
The
it with me
PS4
to go.
version is out.
I'm sorry, the Vita version. That's what I meant to say.
But
Vita version, which should be coming soon, right?
if you want another reason why to buy this game, it's from ex-developers of Way Forward. The guys behind DuckTales Remastered and the Shantae games. Not to mention Mighty Switch Force.
Oh, my Switch Force, I played that.
I tell you what, if you're gonna get the Vita version, the the Vita version. This is
Vita
a very
version?
good game for to take with you. You know, for portable. It fits that kind of.
How about this Vita, right?
Yes, that Vita.
Yeah, those damn fish. Anyways, yeah, exactly. I want to take it with me on the go. That just seems like the perfect travel companion game.
It's a good one for that. It's because you can play it for just a few minutes. You can, I mean, in 15 minutes you can beat most of the levels. It's not just incredibly difficult, but it's still challenging. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
It's just right, man. It is a freaking masterpiece that hit me right in the wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I
Like I
can't
said,
brag about that one enough.
This was a game that was completely crowdfunded, and I know that Mighty Number 9 got a lot of people just all. I don't want to crowdfund any other game anymore. So go back, play Shovel Knight, or even go play the E3 demo of Bloodstain. I know that they're opening it up to more of the backers for that to actually play the demo.
Cool.
That is coming along amazing.
Well, I have been convinced of Japanese Mario 3. I've been convinced of Knights of the Round. Been more convinced of Shovel Knight. I don't think I convinced anyone with Shinobi, but that's okay. I tried. But as usual, I love doing this segment because I get to see what everyone see more about everyone's taste. Charles, take that out of your mouth. That being
And that's 10.
How many times have you heard that, Charles?
Hey.
Never.
That being said, focus. It's time we start wrapping this bad boy up. This was lots of fun, but it's that time again. So, Turf, I'm gonna hand the floor over to you real quick. Can you tell us where we can listen and/or watch this again?
All right, if you happen to be watching live, you can find the rest of our videos, the video versions of our podcast on YouTube. You can also go to ourparentsbasement.com. All of our episodes are there. Go ahead and swing around. You can look at our bios and see what we have to say about ourselves and cool pictures.
Right.
And hit us up on Twitter at OPBPodcast. On Twitter, you can hit us up on Gmail, on the email. Send me an email at opbpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Facebook. Be sure to like that page. We're up and coming there. So, see what we're going. We'll tell you when we're going to go live. Interact with us. We'll put a few things out there. See what y'all think about some of these topics. Let us know what you think about these games that we're trying to convince you to play. Let us know what you think about Apple versus Android. Talk to me. Say what's up. There you go. And you can always find all of our episodes on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. So there you go. All the back catalog. You can listen to it on an entire trip all the way to wherever you're 15 hours from. You can drive, I don't know, a third across the country and listen to us.
Ooh, that sounds like a fun time. Fun road trip. Get that planned. Yeah. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. Have a great 4th of July, and we will see you all real soon with a new episode and some new stuff to talk about.
Yes.
Happy birthday, America.
God bless America.
Let's go off live now.
Peace.